Samsung successfully pushed S25 Ultra and people really like it, but there are some trade-offs on the S25 Ultra. Although if you're up for S25 Ultra, Samsung pre-order offers are still on, which you can avail from prior listed in this video. There was initial burst of hate against the S25 Ultra, and most of the people were the ones who didn't even use the S25 Ultra, and I know the concerns. The big hate came where Samsung announced the phone, but there was no Bluetooth functionality in the SPEN, which means you no longer able to use the SPEN as a shutter button. And honestly, this is clearly a downgrade, but Samsung claims only 1% of the people actually use it, so they removed it. Even the interesting part, S25 Ultra still has the capability of charging the S Pen. Yes, Samsung used the same internals as the S24 Ultra, which means if later down the line Samsung gave us the S Pen with a battery, S25 Ultra can able to charge it. Although Samsung has no plans to give us a Bluetooth-enabled S Pen on the S25 Ultra. And this is one side of the story, but if you're up for getting the S25 Ultra, then this is the right time as Samsung is offering big deals on S25 Ultra, which you can check from prior listed in this video. S25 Ultra is probably one of the phones from Samsung to get stable launch, and I mean there was little to no issues with the S25 Ultra. At the time of the launch of S24 Ultra, it came with a bunch of issues and mainly the display vividness issue, where we got dull colors on the S24 Ultra and later Samsung gave us the update to fix it. Also, the grainy display issue was here on S24 Ultra, but S25 Ultra actually fixed all those display issues, although it gave us the same 2600 nits of peak brightness and same M13 panel. But the display is actually fixed on S25 Ultra. Samsung also reduced the bezel size on S25 Ultra, which looks so sick and beautiful with a rounded design, and the display is slightly bigger in size at 6.9 inches compared to 6.8 on S24 Ultra. One more thing, Samsung used a second generation Gorilla Glass armor with the same anti-reflective coating. First generation was already durable and this one is even step ahead, which I'll talk later in this video. This year, S25 Ultra came with a big design change, and there were backlash from people who really liked the design of S24 Ultra, that sharp corners and boxier design, and now people say it looks like a Chinese phone. No, it's not. Samsung did cut down the corners on the S25 Ultra, but ever so slightly. It looks really good. Personally, I kinda like the design of S25 Ultra. Matte finish on the back looks really good and the camera lenses looks good. Only problem is the dust around the cameras. Now honestly, when I saw S25 Ultra in renders, I hate this camera design, but the more I see it, the more I like this design, and it is a personal choice. Maybe you like the S24 Ultra design more than the S25 Ultra. Also, I have to mention the sides are flat, which gives us a better grip, and there is no mention which grade they use, although it's a titanium frame though. Now these things out of the way, the drop test actually showed us the true strength of the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Thanks to a fellow YouTuber, PBK Reviews, for testing out the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And honestly, Samsung did a wonderful job with the durability of S25 Ultra. Now a little bit of a backstory. Last year, Samsung gave us more scratch-resistant glass on S24 Ultra, which gets less scratches, but this year, as tested by Zach, S25 Ultra was similar to other phones. Now either one or the other, this time Samsung chose to go with a better shock-proof phone. And while looking at the drop test, by the way, before starting off, if you want to watch the full drop test video, I have added the link in my description, you can check it out. By looking at the Galaxy S25 Ultra waist height and even from head height drop test, S25 Ultra didn't get any scratch whatsoever. I mean seriously, there are small scratches on the frame but no major display damage on S25 Ultra while dropping it. And even from the back, the phone was completely safe from cracking. Now one of the reasons S25 Ultra didn't get cracked is because Samsung used a completely flat panel. One must say, S25 Ultra also came with a flat panel. No, the edges are ever so slightly rounded, which is why last year when he dropped the S24 Ultra, it was cracked from the front. But the back on the S24 Ultra was also safe because of the flat glass. But this time, S25 Ultra came with completely flat display, making it more durable. We all know curved panels are less durable and finally switched back to flat panels. The second thing, which is why S25 Ultra didn't get cracked, is the new Gorilla Glass Armor 2nd generation. It is one of the toughest glass in the smartphone industry, at least for now. Apart from durability, people were concerned about the battery life of S25 Ultra, and honestly, it holds up pretty well with the same battery size. There are a bunch of YouTubers who check the Galaxy S25 Ultra battery life, and in all tests, First, it beats the S24 Ultra, and second, it was close to iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now, these are one-time rundown, means there is no standby time included. But now that people got their phone, S25 Ultra pulled out some impressive battery numbers. Now, in the first example, a guy got around 8 hours of screen on time on S25 Ultra. I don't know if that's correct because he charged 2 times and shared a screenshot, but the total battery drain was 98%, still a really good numbers, and this means One UI 7 is fully optimized on S25 Ultra. Because last year, S24 Ultra initially gave us a really bad battery life. Some were getting even less than 6 hours of screen on time last year. Now, the second guy who also shared the battery numbers, this guy also gets the exact same battery numbers, like 7 hours and 56 minutes. This means if you are getting the S25 Ultra, you should expect at least 8 hours of screen on time, which is far more than 1 day of a battery use, and can easily win over the S24 Ultra. Now, these are the battery test numbers, but I've also got the camera test between the iPhone and the S25 Ultra. Now, both the phones were at default settings, where S25 Ultra was set to 12 megapixel and even the new 50 megapixel ultra-wide sensor was set to 12 megapixel, although iPhone 16 Pro Max was set at 24 megapixel. Side note, S25 Ultra brings more details since it came with the 200 megapixel sensor. Thanks to TechRadar for sharing these samples. So this is the first sample between the S25 Ultra and the iPhone 16 Pro Max. There are a couple of things we need to notice. Generally, Samsung overexposed the picture, but in this sample, both performs exceptionally well. The only difference we can see is the light. S25 Ultra brings slightly more light to the picture, while the iPhone manages it better. The second sample was more or less a true Android versus the iPhone picture. In this samples, I would say Samsung slightly overexposed the image, and with the new software update, we can manage to get it better. This is a massive difference between the S25 Ultra and iPhone 16 Pro Max. This is another image from S25 Ultra only, but this doesn't look that good. Samsung needs to work on green and blue. This one is overexposed, but will get better with the latest software update. Although, if you're for buying the S25 Ultra, Samsung is offering great pre-order deals and free credit, which you can avail from a prior listed in this video. Now, the telephoto sensor was really good on S25 Ultra, far better compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now, iPhone 16 Pro Max has a 12 megapixel 5x telephoto sensor, where the S25 Ultra has a 50 megapixel 5x. And in this picture, the digital zoom applied, where 50 megapixel 5x pushed to 10 megapixel, and same on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. The bird is completely clear on S25 Ultra, even we can clearly see the bird's eye, but the iPhone 16 Pro Max makes it completely black. Although Samsung tries to put more light into the image but manages it really well. Nighttime photos is something really good on both phones, but Samsung was always ahead in the lighting, brings more light to the image. Now personally, I would buy both, since iPhone 16 Pro Max also brings really good pictures. Also, this ultra-wide shot brings more light to the image, and it totally depends on your taste. Some like the S25 Ultra and some like the iPhone 16 Pro Max. This is another telephoto shot on the S25 Ultra versus the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but for this image, I would go with the S25 Ultra. Perfectly balanced on S25 Ultra compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And last year, there was one small issue with the S24 Ultra cameras, where it brings yellow tint to the selfie shooter, but Ice Universe confirmed it and shared this image where we get the clear face on S25 Ultra but a yellow tint on the S24 Ultra. Problem solved. Make sure to avail the pre-order deals if you're up for buying the S25 Ultra. On this note, if you find value from this video, then give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Till then, peace out.